When was the last time you sat in complete silence, no phone, no music, nothing playing in the background, and actually felt okay? For a lot of people, that's a hard question because the moment everything goes quiet, something creeps in. This feeling like something is missing, but you can't name it, you can't explain it. And the frustrating part is you have no reason to feel this way. Life is fine. You have people around you, a roof over your head, food. On paper, everything looks normal, but inside, something feels hollow. And I want to talk about why. The real reason, not the surface stuff people usually say, because by the end of this, it's going to make a lot of sense, and it might change how you see yourself. Here's what most people do when they feel this way. They go looking for something to fill it, a new relationship, buying something, watching an entire show in one night, scrolling for 2 hours without even realizing how much time passed. Food, alcohol, staying busy on purpose. And it works. That's the thing. It actually works for a few hours, maybe a day or two, but then it comes back. That same feeling, like it was just waiting for you to stop distracting yourself. And that's the first sign that something else is going on. Because if nothing you put into that hole actually stays, then maybe the problem isn't about what's missing from the outside. Maybe it's something on the inside that's been ignored for a long time. So what's actually happening? There's something that keeps showing up in psychology research and therapy in people who finally figure this out after years of feeling lost. And it comes down to one word, disconnection, not from other people. That's part of it, sure, but the deeper disconnection is from yourself. Think about how this happens. From the time you're a kid, the world is basically sending you a constant message. Here's who you should be. Here's what success looks like. Here's what kind of life is worth wanting. And you absorb all of it from your parents, your school, your friends, social media, all of it shaping you before you even have a chance to figure out who you actually are. So you adapt, you perform, you become whoever makes sense in the room you're standing in. You chase the version of life that looks impressive to other people. You say yes to things that don't feel right because saying no feels too complicated. You post the highlights and hide the rest. And slowly, so slowly you don't even notice it's happening, you stop listening to yourself. You stop asking what you actually want. You stop noticing what genuinely makes you feel alive. You stop being honest about who you are when nobody's watching. And that's where the emptiness comes from. It's not that your life has no meaning. It's that you've been living a version of your life that was designed by everyone except you. And the real you, the one underneath all the performance, all the adapting, all the people-pleasing, that part of you is completely starved. That hollow feeling you keep running from, that's not emptiness. That's a signal. It's that buried part of you going, hey, I'm still here. You've been ignoring me for a while, but I'm still here. Now here's the part that nobody really talks about. Modern life is almost perfectly set up to keep you disconnected from yourself. And I don't mean that in a dramatic way. I mean it in a very practical, everyday way. The moment you wake up, your phone is already in your hand. Notifications, news, other people's lives, content, all of it designed to pull your attention outward and keep it there. And here's the thing, you never have to sit with yourself anymore. That sounds like a good thing. But it's not, because self-awareness, actually knowing what you feel, what you want, who you are, that only develops in the quiet, in the boring moments, in the uncomfortable pauses that we now fill with scrolling. We've basically traded the discomfort of knowing ourselves for the comfort of distraction. And every single time we do that, the disconnection gets a little deeper. The emptiness gets a little louder. And then because it gets louder, we reach for the phone again. And around it goes. Most people are stuck in that loop right now and have no idea. So what do you actually do about this? And I want to be honest with you here, because this is where most videos like this let you down. They build up everything you just heard and then hand you a list of habits like drink more water and journal every morning. And you walk away feeling like you understood something, but nothing actually changed. So I'm not going to do that. Here's what I actually think is going on underneath the emptiness and why it's smaller and closer than you think. The emptiness almost never comes from one big thing. It's not usually one dramatic moment where you sold yourself out or made the wrong choice. It's much smaller than that. It's the 1,000 tiny moments where you said yes when everything inside you meant no. Where you laughed at something that made you uncomfortable because it was easier than saying something. Where you swallowed what you actually thought and said what the room wanted to hear. Where you chose the safe, acceptable version of yourself over the real one, over and over and over again. Those small moments add up, every single one of them, and some part of you keeps track. Not to punish you, not to make you feel bad, but because it's trying to show you where you stopped showing up for yourself. Think about the last week of your life. How many times did you do something that was genuinely yours, a real choice, something that came from you? And how many times did you just go along, said what was easier, did what was expected, perform the version of yourself that keeps everything smooth? Most people, when they're honest about this, realize the ratio is way off. And that gap between who you actually are and how you're actually moving through your days, that's where the hollow feeling lives. So the way back isn't some dramatic life overhaul. You don't need to quit your job or end your relationships or move somewhere new and start over. That's not it. It starts with catching yourself in those small moments, the tiny ones. The moment before you say yes when you mean no, catching it right there. The moment you're about to perform instead of just be honest, catching it right there. And choosing differently, even once a day. That's not a small thing. That's actually everything. Because the emptiness wasn't built in one moment. It was built in 1,000 small ones, and it gets dismantled the same way. I want to leave you with one question, and I actually want you to think about this, not just hear it and move on. Am I living my life, or am I performing it? Because there's a real difference. Living your life means the choices you make come from you. Your actual values, the things that genuinely matter to you, the stuff that makes you feel real. Performing your life means you're making choices based on how they look, what people will think, whether it fits the image you've been maintaining. And most people, honestly, most people spend way more time performing than living. And they don't even realize it because the performance has been going on for so long that it starts to feel normal. It starts to feel like just life, but your body knows the difference. The emptiness knows the difference. And the second you start asking that question with real honesty, something wakes up, some quiet part of you that remembers who you actually are underneath all of it. And that person is not empty, not even close. So here's what I want you to take from this. You don't feel this way because something is wrong with you. You're not broken. You don't need more things or a bigger life or a different set of people around you. You feel this way because you lost the connection to yourself, gradually, quietly, the way most people do, through 1,000 small moments of choosing the performance over the real thing. But you're aware of it now, and that awareness, as small as it feels right now, that's actually how it starts to change. Start noticing the small moments. Catch yourself before the automatic yes, before the comfortable lie, before the safe version of yourself takes over again. The emptiness was never your enemy. It's been trying to bring you back to yourself this whole time. If this resonated with you, leave a like. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.